Afternoon, y'all. It's Josh from Not for PokeJacks, and happy Taco Tuesday to you. Just gonna be talking about, where we're at with 904pokejacks.com, distribution. Nothing really too crazy. Locana. 904 PokeJacks been doing pretty well. Month of September. Even with minimal items from distribution and things I was selling with my personal collection, sales went pretty well. With distribution side of the house, still working with them. They're great. I got no complaints. Like I said, I'm blessed, to even have the opportunity. And, once those magic numbers hit and, allocated some sort of Pokemon TCG, I don't care if it's the bare minimum, I'll be extremely excited. But right now, been buying the Magic play mats from Final Fantasy. They seem to be doing pretty well. Some of the Pokemon Mega Constructs do alright. I'm hoping my Gengar 12 pocket binders get allocated some of that. I did see that those were received by distribution today. I had a pre-order in, so I'm hoping they'll allocate me a few. That'd be really nice. They are really nice binders, so hoping for that. I did pre-order the new Azurlane Volume 2 set from Weiss. Hoping I'll get allocated some of that. From what I've been told, that is a shorter print run. I'm not going to use the term short print. It was just, from my understanding, is just allocations are a little bit smaller this time for that one. So I don't know if I'm going to get any of those. I did put up pre-orders for Cookie Runner 2. Seems to, set 2, Heroes and Kingdoms. That has a kind of like a cult following from my understanding. I don't know too much about it. I've been on a couple of the Facebook pages and learning about it. It's a phone game. That's kind of transitioned into a TCG. So that's out there. I definitely know I can get some of that. Probably gonna buy a couple of boxes, just to kind of keep, the distributor knowing that, hey, I'm still buying things. Move what I can, and what I can't just sell. Put it at a low price. It's a blessing to have it. If I lose money, I lose money. But at the same time, it sells. It's everything that's taken in goes right back to the business. So it's still paying some of the bills. Some accumulating from it. To keep me keep me afloat. But yeah, couldn't be happier. I'm ecstatic to have it. Hopefully, keep on pushing forward, buying things. Eventually, I might get some sort of allocations, which would be awesome. For Pokemon card restoration, that seems to be the hit right now. A lot of the cards are restored, and the money that is earned from that is put back into the business. So nothing I buy is for me. Everything goes back into the business to keep it flowing, and feeding distribution, buying things, to eventually one day meet that threshold. Or the money goes back into card restoration, buying more phone swabs or card care material. I am kind of experimenting on things, and kind of have my own little scratch remover thing kind of formulated. Still working some of those out, but I've been trying different things. I think part of the card restoration piece to me is you gotta experiment some, see what works for you, what doesn't work. Card stock is definitely different with the different eras with Pokemon. I did pick up that Bubbly Mew today. I took a quick scan at it. Definitely won't be able to make it where it used to be at. The foil definitely bent over, and there's some missing, but the goal is to try to clean it up, flatten it out, and get it somewhat back to where it was at, even though I definitely know that card cannot be 100% again. And also picking up 5 cards today. Actually, that's where I'm heading to right now. 2 of them for cleaning and 3 for restoration, more or yeah, so excited about that. I definitely get, you know, enjoyment. Oh, turn my radio on. I definitely get enjoyment out of that. It's fun. You know, put some tunes on and just do me and relax. And, you know, take it nice and slow and steady, and fix the cards up to the best of my abilities. You know, the goal is perfection, but at the end of the day, it's, you know, how much can you improve the card without overworking it and making it worse? So it's kind of the philosophy I go into it with. I know a couple of folks on Facebook wanted me to post videos for. I think I'm going to start making some, you know, putting them on YouTube, you know, the general, you know, cleaning items and stuff like that. You know, a lot of that stuff, you know, it's already, you know, it's kind of already on there on YouTube. I really don't have any like specialties. You know, I'm still experimenting with certain things, but a lot of it's come from, you know, Cardboard Alchemists, watching them, or Kurt's Card Care. I mean, just watching and practicing. And, you know, the big thing, you have to practice. A lot of practice is into it, especially when it comes to creases on the front with foil, and what works, what doesn't work, and not overcooking the card. Japanese sales, they're going pretty well. I did get some Inferno X, sold out extremely fast. Actually got another box in the day that's already gone, claimed for. Probably going to order another case here shortly, you know, to get some more in stock for folks. Like I said, keep an eye on the market. Obviously, you don't want to buy something in the market for that crashes, and then, you know, you still inherit that price, and you and that tariff, right? So the goal, you know, I just try to make $1 more than I had. You know, if I make a little extra, that's freaking awesome. But I'm not trying to rob anybody. It's, you know, trying to be a good business, you know, be fair, give, you know, people with a fair opportunity to get product at a decent price. Other than that, that's kind of some. Oh, Lorcana. So Disney did email me back, and they told me that Disney support was not the right channel, even though they said they'd point me to the right channel. So I responded back, and haven't got anything back from them yet. So hopefully I will. You know, it took about a week and a half, 2 weeks, if I remember correctly, when I talked about it. But hopefully they'll give me, you know, point me in the right direction. You know, I'm definitely fighting the losing battle. I don't, you know, I don't believe Ravensburg is going to give me allocation. I don't have a Play Store. I don't have any of that stuff like that. But, you know, got to give it a shot. You know, something to try, you know, get, you know, cash flow into the business. You know, I know people like it. I've even opened up some of it, and I like it. You know, Disney fan, family's huge Disney fan. You know, you just can't go wrong with Disney, in my opinion. You know, I think there's a future there with Lorcana, and, you know, just kind of watching Instagram and the videos and the play that's involved with it, and the fan base. It's pretty big. It's pretty big, and I think it's going to keep on getting bigger, based on what I'm seeing out there on you know, social media and YouTube and whatnot. But yeah, other than that, it's been good. You know, small wins. I just did my taxes for the quarter, so everything's looking good, trending. You know, not making millions of dollars, yeah, which is fine. I'm not here to make $1 million in a day. You know, just here to have fun, make the hobby fun. You know, store cards, meet new people. You know, just build the brand the best I can. It's been good. It's been good. You know, like I said, no complaints. You know, some days are frustrating. I'm wondering, like, hey, when is it going to get better? You know, when it comes to distribution and whatnot. But y'all have a great Taco Tuesday, and I'll chat with you again.